everyone, and welcome back to the Respawning podcast. I don't even know what it is. Season 2, episode 2. I don't know. It's the second episode of our relaunch. Let's just say that. I am, of course, Mikey, and I am back again with Luke and Jav. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
I'm great, thanks. I've just had a hot chocolate. I've got a belly full of hot chocolate. And I'm ready to talk about
I like how each of you was waiting for the other to answer then.
Yeah, I know. We're all really polite. No one's going to talk over anybody.
Waving.
If you hadn't noticed, everyone, this didn't go out last week as we promised. So it's going to be bi-weekly because, there's not a lot to talk about.
Me and Jav couldn't be bothered.
Mike wasn't here.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say
Mikey was on holiday.
I
messaged Jav saying, I can't really be bothered, to be honest. So we made it bi-weekly.
It's now bi-weekly. But I think that gives us more to talk about in every episode.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because let's be honest, like last episode, we had so much to talk about. It was just the announcements of all the consoles and all of them going on pre-order. And since then, not a lot's really happened. Like, we're really scrambling just to find stuff to talk about from, the last 2 weeks. But we do have lots of games to talk about. It was all consoles last time, and this time it's all games because we've all been playing video games. Shock horror.
What?
I know, right? You would have thought. I want to talk a little bit about FIFA, and I'm sure Luke probably wants to talk a little bit about Crash. I don't know if Jav probably also wants to talk about FIFA, actually.
I've played Crash.
I also want to
also Hades as well, because that's been pretty hyped up, isn't it, recently?
Yes. Yeah, people were very excited about that. So, and also we're going to talk about Spider-Man's new face, because that's breaking news.
Because every time Spider-Man does a new trailer, they have to have some sort of controversy. So first it was puddles, now it's his face.
They've made him look like a really low-rent Tom Holland.
Yeah, they've really gone for the Tom Holland, haven't they?
But like a really low-budget one. It's almost like, remember when that first Avengers trailer dropped and they all tried to make them look like really low-budget versions of the movie characters?
Yeah.
They've learned nothing from that, and they've gone, let's do that. And it's like everyone went, they don't want that. They've gone, let's do that for the game. It's like everyone liked Peter the way he was. Leave him alone.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I dare I say, I'm kind of come around to it. Like, the more I keep seeing of the new one, whenever I see the old one, I think, oh, it looks old and weird. I don't know. I just think I like the younger looking new version. Don't say anything. That's
the thing. He's supposed to look a bit
you
older.
Like the young boy.
I just don't get why. Like, I know. Apparently, they did it because the new face model looks more like the guy who actually does the voice, right?
Right.
Which, to my thinking, is why not just get the guy who does the voice to do the face acting as well? Maybe
because he might be really bad at face acting.
Maybe he's paralysed in the face. But I just don't get why make the effort. Like, spend that time on making new content.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that I'll get used to it and I'll probably like it eventually. I just think it's unnecessary, and I don't think that the new young baby-faced version of him looks like a Peter that's been Spider-Man for 8 years.
Yeah,
that's my problem with it.
I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I never really thought about that. Do we think the main reason they did it was just so they had something new to show us in this, to make it worth their while to say, look, this is the remastered PS5 version, and this is what's new.
It's probably got something with how you code to the PS5. Like, there's probably a whole new level of like coding that they can't really do, that they were like pulling off on the PS4, that they've gone, we can't actually do half of this stuff for the PS5, so maybe we have to change it up a bit. I don't know.
Well, maybe
we'll get it.
I'm looking forward to playing it nonetheless.
We'll be riding around as like Deacon St. John, who'll be like a baby on a motorcycle. It'll be like days forward or something. Because they're like Kratos will have no beard again. He'll suddenly have like a full head of hair.
No,
and the boy and Atreus just going to be a baby that Kratos
just carrying a baby around, but it's a sequel.
And if you press the wrong button, he doesn't throw the axe at the enemy. He just books the baby out. He's like yeet and yeets the baby at enemies.
Would the baby be blue like a frost giant? Because he's Loki.
I don't know.
Well, like he doesn't grow up to be. Blue.
No, but when he's a baby, I think he's blue. Anyway, that's off topic. And
This went off the rails a little bit, didn't it?
That might just be Marvel 4 after.
We're like 5 minutes into this thing, and we're completely off any sort of track.
I
We're still on
wanna-
Spider-Man's face.
Yeah, it's just it's still comic related.
Yeah, close enough.
Why don't we talk about what we've been playing? I mean, that's Spider-Man Facegate. I mean, whatever. I was only ever gonna get the Miles Morales version anyway. I'm only gonna get it on PS4, so I don't give a rat's ass really.
Yeah.
Basically, what Hav's trying to say is this is all rolling around PS5. I'm not getting one.
Let's move on. Let's move on to current gaming.
Next.
I'm only gonna.
Let's move on to the PS4 games we're playing.
I've pre-ordered it on PS5 with my Demon Souls remake.
You pre-ordered the full version of the Miles Morales
I'm gonna wait.
Just the Miles version.
Like you, Mike.
Okay. I'm gonna wait to see when Curry's email me with bundle options.
They haven't done it yet.
Just how much it is with the bundle. No, it's meant to be next. I don't know. They said 27 days before release. So when's that? Like
a week of the month,
like that.
Jesus Christ.
It's not much time, is it?
I put the games on my Argos card and gave myself 6 months to pay them off. Because with the new game prices, it takes about 6 months to pay off a game now.
Bloody hell, yeah. I know.
Because they were like, I think Demon Souls
actually.
cost me 75 quid.
Oh.
Which is a big hit.
Whoa. Ouch, really?
But because it was
going to be the
Souls,
norm now, 75.
Like, if it's the norm,
okay.
I might just sell the PS5 and be like, I can't afford gaming anymore.
I think if they're gonna start charging that sort of price for big AAA games, I think we really need to sort of mix up what sort of games we get, because that's ridiculous. We're gonna have to have like less massive games like that, and more things like similar to Hellblade, where they look fantastic, but maybe they're only 10 hours long or whatever, and they're just a bit cheaper. Because that's a lot in it, 75 quid.
How much is Miles Morales PS5?
50.
That's meant to be like part. It's not even. That's like Lost Legacy kind of.
A Lost Legacy deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$51.99 it was.
Bloody hell.
Ouch.
I just paid 50 for FIFA, so it's like.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, FIFA. It's a fully fledged game, is it? Whatever. But with game share and all that sort of stuff, you can save money.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Demon Souls was $69.99.
Was that a digital deluxe version or anything like that?
No, that's the standard version of the game.
70 quid a game.
It's just a basic. Yeah, I think they're going to be doing that. I reckon the physicals might come out and be like 60 quid, which is what they currently are. And then just shaft, that's all.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like they've caught on that we're all game sharing and stuff, and they're like, well, we'll just charge them all 30 quid or basically 40 quid a game at this point.
Yeah.
Each.
I hope the pricing because I know that like launch games are more expensive for a new console because they always are. So I'm hoping it levels out and levels back down to like 60 quid. 60 quid's like manageable.
Yeah, maybe.
If they re-release Avengers,
60 quid's pretty much what it is.
Try and charge 70 quid for it. That would be absolute travesty.
No, if I paid,
I suppose this is why they're giving everyone free updates and to all the games we've already got, because nobody's going out and paying 60, 70 quid or 70 quid for these new titles. If you've already got them on PS4, no chance. So it don't surprise me that they're giving people free upgrades. No. That makes sense now. Right. Anyway, about 10 minutes ago, Hav said he wanted to talk about the games we're currently playing. So why don't you start us off, Hav? What have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing FIFA 21 this week because we paid for the preview code. I don't want to say too much about what I thought because I've got a video. I've got my own Lightning Cave that I've edited all by myself like a big boy. But yeah, I've enjoyed it, and I really like the new Volta mode, and that is what I've been playing the most of. They've kind of made Volta more accessible. They've fleshed it out. So it's like if you don't want to play full-on proper FIFA, you can just have a fun mess around in this kind of skill game mode, like FIFA Street was, just to piss about with your mates. Yeah, and the changes they've made to career mode is really good as well.
Yeah, I think with, like you said about Volta, they've made it way easier to just jump in and play. My worry was when you said you had started playing Volta, you said you'd built a team, you'd made a character and all this, and then you're like, oh, you can come play for my team. So I was thinking, oh god, I'm gonna have to watch a load of cutscenes. I'm gonna have to do a tutorial game, and they're gonna have to create my player for ages. I'm gonna have to, and it was literally I just went in, quickly created my player, and then bang, I was in your team. And then we were just playing against other people online.
Oh, cool.
And we were just goofing about, and it was really fun. And
Does work really
just
well.
felt really, and it was, and I think you already mentioned it, but like you don't really have to be that good at FIFA. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
It's more. Don't get me wrong. We had our asses handed to us a few times playing online, but I think there is a bit more just luck to it.
Yeah.
I think it is just more. Yeah, so it's a lot more just pick up and play stupid fun. But what you said about the career mode, hang on.
When you said like if you had 4 of you and you all had your specific positions, it'd be easier to play as a team because you have one of you who stayed back behind whilst the other 3 try and attack, and you would be better overall than relying on the computer generated characters. So I think that would work.
Or relying on you to defend, because
because that's never going to happen. No, it's not.
I mean, half the time you're not even on the pitch. Right, there's one point you're playing, and I like get hold of the ball, and I'm like, where are you? And his character comes running from like behind the sub bench, completely off the field. Where were you?
I just lost track of where he was. That's what happened.
You're just not even on the pitch. But yeah, I think like Luke, it'd be cool to get you involved in it, because I think like, it'd be cool to see someone's opinions on it who don't play the normal FIFA, who just like comes in and just jumps into Volta. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot more to it, because like, it's mostly cosmetics and stuff, but like the more you play and the more points you earn, you can start unlocking cool outfits for your guy. And we started getting quite hooked on that. We're just making our characters look as silly as possible, and
classic kind of gear customization. Yeah, that is good fun. And I think also like the basic skills you're going to learn in that will help you in the main game anyway. You might get into it that way, because you said you used to like FIFA Street, didn't you, Luke?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of it. I used to go around Zeke's like every Friday and play it.
So definitely enjoy Volta.
And like you said, the career mode as well. I won't jump into career mode too much because I did a whole video on it today. So go back and check out my first impressions, because my first impressions of FIFA become basically my full review for career mode. So,
I'm definitely looking
check
forward to
that out in a
diving.
separate video. I'm
going to dive properly into it, probably on a stream or something. Because I've just kind of tried it just to see what was different. But I'm looking forward to getting really into it, getting really like further into managing your team, because it's kind of like much more Football Manager combined into FIFA, which makes it just more interesting to play than just going, I'm talking to this guy square, and like not really do anything with your team apart from playing matches.
And I love the match sharpness. I mean, like I have already spoke about it, but I just love having to. Like, I'll get a cup game, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to play my reserves, and because I haven't been training any of them, they're all just utterly crap, because I've not been training them. They're all just like, "Yo, you want me to play a game, boss?" Start falling over the pitch and stuff. I'm like, no. You've got to like keep that in the back of your mind. You've got to keep your reserves in sort of
or like
shape.
They're all like coming out of a clown car, all tripping over each other.
Yeah, basically. So it's a really cool little feature. I like it.
Yeah.
But we'll be doing a full review on FIFA very soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Most definitely.
Elsewhere, Luke, you've been playing Crash Bandicoot 4?
I have. I've nearly finished it.
Bloody hell.
I literally started it on stream, yesterday? And after I got off of the stream last night, I was like, I'll just do 1 or 2 more levels. It must have been the day before yesterday. I was like, I'll just do 1 or 2 more levels. And then I ended up playing like 10 more levels. And before I knew it, it was like 1:15 in the morning. And I only ended my stream because I was intending to go to bed and get an early night. It's more of the same. I've written a review about it, and I'll record a video. Otherwise, Javier will have my nuts. And
Overlord Hitler Javier.
Yeah, and I'll have that video coming. But it's more of the same. But there's some extra like physics that they've thrown in as well. So there are 4 like quantum masks that you can unlock that give Crash or Coco. I'm playing as Coco because the people on the stream told me I had to, so I am. And but you can do things like you phase in platforms, but if you phase in one platform, it can sometimes hit a wall. So I jumped, went to phase in the next platform that I was going to land on, and I phased into a wall and just hit the wall and died. And there's a load of extra challenges that give you crystals, like try and beat the level in less than 3 lives, get all the boxes, all that usual stuff. I've never gotten the one, so I'm most of the way through the game, and I've still never gotten the one for beating a level in less than 3 lives.
Because I've played a little bit, not loads, and it's weird how the lives are different. So the lives are, you are punished for dying too many times, not you've got 10 lives, don't use them all up or it's game over.
So
it's quite different.
I put it on retro mode. So you get a choice of 2 modes when you start a new game, and you can have that mode where it basically just puts you back to a checkpoint and tells you how many times you've died. But I put it on retro mode because I thought it would be funnier for the stream. So I get like 10 lives. Otherwise, you start the level.
Can you not?
3 lives
can you not change it back?
I kind of don't want to. I'm sort of playing a bit of a. I wanted to play it for like classic Crash Bandicoot gameplay.
This is the path I've chosen.
Yeah. One extra cool thing that they've added in is when you land, there's a little circle at the bottom where you're going to land, so it tells you like where you're landing.
Oh yeah,
that is the most useful thing I've ever seen in a platforming game ever.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they think of this 20 years
Literally,
ago?
like, or even 3 years ago when they remade the things. And I'm jumping on. Are we swearing? I can't remember.
Try not to.
And we're jumping
on. I don't know, I think you might have already crossed that bridge a little while back.
I said piss. That's not
okay. All right. I'm jumping on all these flipping turtles on this flipping bridge, and I keep flipping dying. I could have really done with a landing circle, to be honest. And alongside Crash, I'm playing a load of horror games for my Spooktacular. So check that out on our YouTube channel, or if you're already on our YouTube channel, finish this and then go and watch that.
Yeah, do that. I love this time of year. I love horror games.
Yeah.
Is there any other games we've been playing before? Because I want to talk about horror games now. So
I've played a bit of Hades. I don't think I'm as taken. Same with Crash 4. Honestly, I'm just not very good at it, and so I need to sit down and like enjoy it more. And Hades, I like the world. I like the fact that it's all Greek mythology and stuff, but it's kind of telling a different side of Greek mythology. But I don't love isometric top-down games, so
it's my game of the year, hands down. Like,
I know I've heard a lot of people say that.
What do you like? Do you
think I'd like it?
Yeah, because you can you get better and you unlock weapons and you're constantly getting new. It's not like a proper roguelite where when you die you have to start again completely. You keep all the experience and you can still level up your weapons and your character. And then if a particular boss is absolutely doing your head in, you can go into the pause menu and turn on God mode, which is basically like the easy mode.
I didn't know that.
And Zagreus turns
I'd just be playing on that.
A lot of people are just because they want to play like the story.
Enjoy it
because the story is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
I do that because there's no trophies on Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll never know.
I was a bit unsure about it when I had just the sword unlocked, but when I unlocked like a couple of the other weapons, so I've got like a sword, a bow, a shield, some gauntlets, and a spear. And when I got the shield and I was like running around punching stuff, and then I'd like Captain America my shield against the wall, and it like bounces off and hits like 4 other enemies and then comes back to me, then I started to love it.
Yeah.
I've only heard good things. It's one of those ones where I'd like to give it a try, but I don't think I'd want to risk paying the full price for it. I don't know, how much is it? Like, is it a full price game, or is it?
I paid 18 quid. So
okay. So
that was like a week after release.
Oh, right. Okay. So I might have a look into it. Not yet, but at some point.
I didn't think Will would like it, and he gave it a 9 and says it's his game of the year as well. And he hates like Soulsborns and roguelites and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, I'd probably be the same. So that makes me think maybe I will like it. And I've literally not heard one person say a bad word about it across all media, genuinely. So Well, yeah, but we don't take his opinion as anything other than that little noise in the background.
Like a faint buzz.
I unlocked the shield. I think it's just that I've not given it enough time. I think I haven't got past the first boss. I haven't really played it a lot. But yeah, I like it. I think. I don't know. What? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, shut up, Hab.
I'll drink my tea.
I've been playing Mafia.
Oh yeah, how is the remake?
Yeah, I'm playing Mafia.
I saw your review.
I mean, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Spoiler for my review. Go watch it anyway. And yeah, I still stand by that. I mean, it's frustrating because of what it could have been. Like some parts of it look so good, and like when it first boots up, you're like, here we go, this is going to be a hell of a remake, And then like it actually lets you start playing, and you're like, okay, no, it feels like it's still on the PS2. Like, it's really weird. I think I said it in my first impressions video, but it almost feels like they've built this whole new game, but the skeleton of the original one's still there. And some people will probably like that, and maybe that was their intention. But I just feel like when it looks that good, but plays that old and clunky, it's just, I don't know, driving around feels good. The driving mechanics.
So I guess they've kind of rebuilt the graphics, but they've left the gameplay back in 2001.
Yeah, basically, it kind of feels that way. Yeah, like it doesn't look that much different to the gameplay that have had in Mafia 2, which is obviously the closest one to it. And whereas like if I was to order them about which ones actually feel better to play, like Mafia 3 is still the best one that actually feels the best to play. I think Mafia 1 is the best story, definitely. Like, and that's the thing. Like even if the gameplay didn't have me gripped, the story did. And like to be honest, you got used to the game for after a while, and it just felt like, okay, I'm just playing like a slightly older game. It just looks amazing. And then the story I was just completely hooked on. And that's pretty much Mafia, really. I say it looked brilliant, but it still had a load of glitches. Like for a game that was delayed anyway, it's like, why the game's still coming out in this condition? I had so many little bugs and not even like some of the ones that don't really matter, like texture popping and stuff like that all over the place when you're driving around. Whatever that is, what it is. I had it a couple times where like a cutscene just wouldn't trigger, and all the characters will be frozen, like doing something like this, like pointing somewhere or looking somewhere. And I'm like, what's happened? And I'm like, I'm meant to be in a cutscene. Reload it up, get back in the car or whatever, and then the cutscene will start. And I'm like, that was
weird.
But I'd say it's well worth like picking up because it's not full price either. I think it's like 30 odd quid or something like that. Yeah, they've not, especially because it's only like 15 hours and there's a free roam thing you can do that doesn't have any side missions. You can just drive around the city looking for hidden objects. But the actual story, there's only the like 20 odd chapters or whatever it is for about 15 hours, and that's it. There's no side missions, there's no extra bits to do. So
I remember there being nothing else to do in it.
Yeah, and I think they could have added stuff. That'd have been cool. They had the side missions and like little extra bits you could have done. I mean, I guess they wanted to stick as true to the original as possible. And that's the thing with remakes, isn't it? Is you either go the direction of something like a Final Fantasy, where they're like, we're just gonna take these characters and take the sort of bones of this story, but we're basically gonna run with it and do our own thing. And then something like what Mafia did, where it's like, we're just remaking the original. It's the original, but pretty. Deal with it.
You're going to annoy people either way, aren't you? Like,
at least like number one was a lot prettier. Like number two, I feel like it didn't feel like they did a hell of a lot with it.
Nah, they just stuck definitive edition on the title.
Like upgraded the graphics very slightly.
Just ported it, didn't they? That's all they did.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's talk some Halloween games. I just want to talk our like favorite Halloween games to play. Luke, you already said you're gonna have some games like ready to play.
Yeah, I'm doing
in particular that
I'm doing 3 streams a week at the moment. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to try and sort out the Xbox because I want to do some Silent Hill stuff. And I've got the HD collection on 360, which is backwards compatible for the Xbox One, because that's my favorite horror game of all time is Silent Hill 2, which is such a cliche answer.
It's an amazing game, though.
I play it like maybe once a year, every year.
Really?
because it's just so deep and good. And I'm so sad that Konami have gone to crap and like they're not making any more Silent Hill games. But I might do some Evil Within stuff as well, because survival horror as a genre is probably my favorite genre of video games. And that's why I'm replaying like the Resident Evil games. I'm a die-hard fan of the Evil Within and the Evil Within 2. I know a lot of people have a lot of issues with it. They're 10 out of 10 games to me because they're just classic survival horrors made by the godfather of survival horror himself. Same dude who made Resident Evil 2, funnily enough. And
there's a theme here.
So yeah, that's kind of my favorite Halloween games to go. I'm playing Little Nightmares as well at the moment, which is just unsettling.
Have you played it before?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I thought it looked really cool.
Yeah, it's
I really want to give that a go.
It's really good. I think I paid like £3 or £4 for it.
I think that's it as well. Like you're saying about unsettling. I think that is my favorite thing in horrors. I think I prefer unsettling and creepy over jump scares at this point.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I still love a horror with good jump scares and stuff like that. But I don't know, I think that's the sort of thing I'm looking for now, so I might give Little Nightmares a go.
It's really good because it plays a bit like Limbo and those kind of like side-scrolling puzzle games.
I loved Limbo.
But you've got this weird gangly like thing trying to eat you or something as well. But I think you're right. I think unsettling is better than jump scares. I think, again, that's why Resident Evil 2 works so well, is because it took zombies, but it made them like, they were scariest when they were off screen and you could just, all you could hear was like,
yes, yeah.
And then like Mr. X would bundle in and you'd be like, well, I'm not scared anymore. But it's just
now I'm
you
just legging it.
Yeah, now I'm just cheesing it across.
As soon as you shoot his hat off, you're like, oh, this is funny now.
Yeah,
it's funny how different. Like 3 is such a different game, isn't it? Like, it's quite interesting when you get back to because I'm at the second. What's his name? Abomination.
Nemesis.
That's it. I'm at the second fight with right. But like when you get back to the police station, it's like, oh, it's the same as 2, but it's like way more running around, shooting things, blowing shit up. Oh, sorry again.
Yeah.
You know, it's so different, but it's really fun. But it's a completely different experience. And like I'm not scared. I'm just running around shooting zombies in the head.
That's a big difference. But then again, sometimes I like that.
Yeah, I like 3. Not as good as
one of
2.
my favorite horrors. Like one of my favorite horrors is still Until Dawn, and that's really not scary. It's cheesy and stupid, but that's what I love about it. You know, I love Until Dawn.
I feel like Until Dawn takes that slasher genre, like that cheesy, funny slasher genre, like Scream and those kinds of films, and it's perfected because you know that like Scream is a horror, but it's also pretty funny and it does a lot of
doesn't take itself seriously or anything. Yeah. No, completely spot on.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you do just need a bit of lightheartedness in a horror. Like I think that's my issue. Like, I don't love horror games. I find them there's too much terror for an ongoing period of time. Okay. So I don't know what is like.
Too many bad things happening.
Yeah, but when I played them, I really enjoyed it. So it's a weird kind of combination. Like I've written about it loads and loads, but my favorite ever horror game is Resident Evil 7 in VR because it was such a unique experience. And although overall the VR wasn't worth my money, that game was worth every penny because it was so unsettling and so scary. And you know, like I said, it wasn't jump scare. There were a lot of jump scares, but there were also a lot of walking around, like hearing when one of the families like trying to catch you, and you're so immersed in it. There were times I just had to stop playing because I couldn't carry on. I'd never had that before. Like with a horror experience, usually I'll go, I've had enough now. I can't beat this boss. So I'll stop playing, but not because I'm terrified to my core.
I think like going back to what you're saying about the more light-hearted ones. I think what I like about them is like some you're just saying about Resident Evil 7 and like it's that scary you have to turn it off. I always find this, as much as I love horror and I love to be scared, I sometimes think that's a weird mindset to have to get yourself into. To sort of wanting to play those games is quite difficult. Whereas if it's something like an Until Dawn or like a Man of Medan, you know, one of those sort of things where it is a bit more, you know, silly and lighthearted, you kind of like, oh, okay, I want to get back and jump in with these characters again. And whereas like it is hard to get in the mindset of, oh, I want to go shit myself tonight.
I don't want to sleep tonight.
Resident Evil because Resident Evil 7 had funny as hell moments in it as well, where like there's a hidden cutscene you can unlock, isn't there, where he chops your leg off or your arm off or something, and like you have to like basically it's when you're first getting chased around the house just after the dinner table, and he basically like uses the shovel and he like chops your arm off, and then you basically pour the herb on it and your whole limb just like reattaches.
I've
you
seen
like
that.
you know that they're just taking the mick because like it turns out that a bit of grass is the only thing that can stave off the zombie apocalypse. Like,
green herb. Green herb solves everything.
If everyone was just eating their salad, the whole Raccoon City thing wouldn't have happened.
I love this time of year. Good old horror.
I love
games.
it. I love horror.
Right.
Games.
Before we get out of here, before we start recording, Luke started teasing us with some news about trophies on the PS5 and said he wouldn't tell us what it was until we were actually on air. So go on, put us out of our misery, mate.
What they're doing with trophies now is, you've got your trophy rankings and they're like level 21, level 22, up to like level 999 or something. Level 99. They're changing it. So you're now going to be up to level 999 and every trophy is going to be assigned a score. So
bit like Xbox achievements.
You'll also have gamer score assigned to your trophies basically now as well.
Okay.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Wait, so it's going to be more like Xbox's achievements, sort of.
Yeah, you can still get a platinum and stuff.
Right.
But it also.
But that platinum would be worth X amount of points.
Yeah, so there was a breakdown I read earlier. I'll see if I can find it again.
Basically,
maybe not.
Will my God of War platinum equal the same amount of points as my NCIS platinum, for example?
So all platinums are worth 999 points. No, that can't be right.
Yes.
I don't know. Basically, I don't know.
It'd be good if you could. Isn't this? It'd be good if they give you something for it.
Yeah, I know. Like they do that sometimes, don't they? Like if you get the platinum in Bloodborne, you get an exclusive theme for like your PlayStation, which is the only
like
reason I kind of went for
God of War, you got like avatars, I think.
Yeah.
In Spider-Man as well, didn't they like send out something for people who got the platinum? But
yeah,
I never got it. I never got the email. I got the platinum, but not the.
I think that was an avatar as well. But it's at the end of the day, it's you platinum it because you've really enjoyed the game, don't you? You don't.
Yeah.
I don't platinum stuff because I want to be higher than you guys or anything like that.
No,
not anymore. Anyway,
not anymore.
Those days are long behind you.
The days of platinum Kung Fu Panda are far behind me.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because you enjoyed the game.
Oh God. I did not.
That's it. If we're gonna get like loads of these points for every platinum, like our scores are gonna like shoot really high up because of all those crappy platinums we got.
So the only thing they've said so far is on platinum rank is if your current platinum level is like 12, you'll be in the low 200 rank of 999. My trophy rank's like level 25, so I'm gonna be like 400 or 500 already. So I'm halfway up to maximizing it already. So I'm like, well,
I think mine's.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is.
How's going to be like right at the top?
I mean, this
I can't remember what mine is.
This is very unprofessional, but I'm just.
So they're obviously
including. To have a look.
They're including trophies that you've already got.
Yes.
So will this update on the PS4 as well?
Yes. Apparently, it's going to update. It says today, but I think that's today in America. So like within the next few hours.
Oh wow, that quick.
That's weird.
PlayStation's coming on 1 sec. It might be loud.
So when you look at it now, for all you know, you could be like platinum.
Hey, not the pro, mate.
So, I'm level 28.
Yeah, so you'll be like 500-600 or something.
Bloody hell, that's weird. No, because it's 28 out of 99 at the moment, isn't it? So surely it won't be that high.
But they've said level 12, you'll be the low 200s. So
okay.
I think you're at least double that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm level 24, 96%. Can I just claim level 25 at this point?
You need them platinum. Get that platinum before you get the PS5. That's your aim.
I will. A quick question, right? So, Ghost of Tsushima adding extra trophies for this online mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're saying obviously keep the platinum. I haven't got the platinum yet. Will I have to then get all the online ones if I don't get the platinum before the online update?
I don't think so.
Usually it's like a little add-on below the main trophies, isn't there? If there's like
because that really scared me. Because I probably will get the platinum for that. Yeah, it's just quite easy, isn't it? Really, it's just like
it's just time consuming.
It's just basically like I'm pretty much like 70% of the way through without even trying.
Mm.
So
that's what you've been playing.
Yeah, I've long since I've gotten rid of that game. I found out that the multiplayer comes out on the 16th of October, and but then I also found out that Taskmaster, the next series of that, comes out on the 16th of October, and I was like, I don't care about Ghost of Tsushima. I was more excited about Taskmaster than I was about like this cool co-op samurai mode. I was like, I don't care. Like the game bored me. It was.
I've really enjoyed. I've really enjoyed it, but I will never go back to it to play online.
No, I know.
Do you think you found it more boring because? Do you think you found it more boring because you went through it so quick, whereas I've played it because literally what I've been doing is I've been playing it, and then as soon as I start to feel a bit bored or it gets a bit repetitive, I'm like, I'll just turn it off. And then just go back to it again. And then those repetitive things feel a bit fresh again because I've not played it for a few days. And that's sort of the way I've been playing it for months now. And I feel like I've enjoyed it more that way.
If I put it down when I was halfway through it, I was never picking it back up again.
Okay.
Like if it was one of those games, like many before it and many after, that if I'd stopped, like Days Gone, I wish I'd rushed through that because I've put it down and I'm probably never going to get back to it.
Yeah, me too.
There's always something else that I want to play instead.
It's surely a bad sign of the game then, Mike, that you're feeling like often you have to stop playing it because it's getting repetitive.
Yeah, no, that is probably the biggest downside of the game is you are just doing a lot of the same stuff all over and over again. But I kind of feel like that about any open world game now. If anything, like although one of my main complaints about Mafia was, I've got this entire open world, this giant map. Yeah, I don't get to explore half of it because I've just got all these linear chapter missions. But it also felt a little bit refreshing because I'm not having to go, follow this person and fetch this and fetch that, just so I've got an excuse to go see the train station on the South Island or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I suppose I never feel like that because obviously, I'm always playing a Dark Souls or Souls whatever, and with them it's like kind of explore until you get to the boss and then get your ass kicked. Where
they give you like, I feel like what a lot of open world games like Ghost don't do. Ghost, it's like you can explore around here and you'll get a new headband. I don't care. I don't want an orange headband that gives me absolutely no perks. I want
and a lot of the extras are slow, aren't they? Like you say, to get the headband, you've got to make a haiku or whatever, and he's just there for about like 4 minutes straight going, flowing water, flowing trees.
Like,
bored.
The first time I created one of those poems, I thought it was cool. The next 10 times I created those poems, I was like, oh, this is all right. Then the next 30 times I was doing poems, I was like, I will kill myself. Whereas in Dark Souls, obviously you get rewarded for exploring because you might find a ring or a piece of armor that makes the next boss that bit easier.
Yeah.
Making the next boss 5% easier is well worth running around.
And also, I find the combat, because I gave it a Ghost really early on. Couldn't get into the combat. It was either medium was too easy and hard was too hard, and I couldn't bother to learn it well enough to enjoy it.
I mean, I don't know, because obviously you guys ruined everything by getting obsessed with Dark Souls. But for me, I thought like the more you got into Ghosts and the deeper you got into the combat, the better it was. Like now I'm an unstoppable killer machine and I've completely maxed out the skill tree and everything. I just feel I love going around just like annihilating groups of enemies, especially if I go back to like the beginning, like the first island, and people basically just run away at the sight of me, and like you can just hack through like 6 enemies in one moment of just like bang, 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 bang,
That's fun.
and you do feel like a complete badass. I don't know. I think it's
my problem with the combat was when it comes to samurai combat like that, Neo did it better. And then when it comes to the shinobi stealth side of things, Sekiro did it better. So I was always on that ground where, because of the Souls games, I was always going, this is quite good, but Neo just did all of this better and like harder.
Yeah. Fair enough. Right. Well, we've gone way past our usual sort of short half-hour time. But,
they definitely shouldn't give us unlimited minutes. Christ.
I don't know if we have.
I know, right?
I don't know if we have.
We definitely have. Time Man has on it.
I don't know.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we jump out of it?
I'd say, like, how much are we looking forward to Cyberpunk? Do we think it's going to become our games of the year? I know Mike's opinion on it. I don't know about you, Luke.
Yeah, 100%. I love everything that CD Projekt Red bring out, apart from that Gwent game, because that's just...
Because you did Gwent to death on Witcher 3, so you didn't need more of it.
I didn't want to do more Gwent. If it was on my phone, I probably would have loved it. But
yeah.
If it was on my Switch, I didn't. I didn't need an RPG around Gwent. That's what I didn't need.
No one needs that.
I needed Gwent in the RPG. But
yeah.
I really enjoyed... CD Projekt Red came online the other day, and they were like, we've checked like the average play time of a player from The Witcher 3, and we can see that players only get like halfway through the game. So they've made the story half the length of The Witcher 3, which fills me with joy. Like, yeah. I definitely don't have the time now to go through something like The Witcher again. That kind of size and stuff. I think my final time was like 7 days and 4 hours or something on The Witcher.
Well, like, obviously, I started The Witcher just over a year ago now on Hav's recommendation when we were doing the PS pod, and I still ain't finished it. I don't think I'm close to finishing it, and I've put a lot of hours into that game. I just got to the point where I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it, and I can't really say a bad word about it, but I am like, I don't think this will ever end. No. So I was like, I've just got to stop. Because and I'm definitely falling into that category of what you just said about, you know, people who only got halfway through the story or whatever. That's me. So yeah, if they're shortening the story,
and if you want to lengthen it up,
a little more interesting.
If you want to make it longer, go and do side quests, go and meet different factions, explore the world. But if you want to do like Oblivion, you know, or Skyrim, those are the games. If you want to just do the story, they're really short games. But the fact is, if you want to go and get lost in the world and go and make friends with the orcs or whatever, you can go and do that.
Yeah, I'm well looking forward to it.
I know Mike's reservations about all being first person. I do admit that I wish there was a third person option.
I don't think it would work with the guns. I can't, off the top of my head, think of like a decent third person shooting game, like really focused on the shooting without it being like loads of driving and stuff like that.
Gears of War?
Yeah, kind of. I guess that's probably the only one. But like even like GTA, Mafia 3, all of those games, fantastic when you're like beating the crap out of someone or just driving around. But when it comes to like shooting people, it's where all of those games tend to fall down a bit.
You just lock on and.
I just say you can tell that you can tell that Bethesda's gone to Xbox now and has become an Xbox boy, dropping in Gears of War talk.
Oh yeah,
he'll have his green hoodie on next week.
Hopefully, Cyberpunk's just like Halo, isn't it?
I get what you're saying though, like Luke, completely.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Like with what they're trying to build, it kind of has to be first person. And yeah, like you guys know my opinion on it. It's just that there's only one first person game I've ever loved, like 10 out of 10 loved, and that's BioShock. So basically I'm turning around basically saying Cyberpunk, you have to be like one of the best games of the generation. No pressure to like be that good for me. Which it might well be. It might well be.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna love it. Like the gameplay demo we saw at EGX, it was and I think is probably widely available now, but it shows you the different paths you can take to do the same thing, but it's proper choice and proper option, whereas it's not teased and fake option like you have in like one of the Assassin's Creed games is like, oh, you can choose to do it this way or that way, but basically you have to do it one way and there's a bit of action if you want to do it, or you can avoid it. It was like you can hack stuff, or you can go in guns blazing, or you can go and talk to people. It was proper choice, and it did look really, and also the whole cyberpunk style is really cool.
I really like the cyberpunk style.
And Keanu Reeves!
And Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah, that is the main selling point.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, like, CD Projekt Red are the kings of what they do. Like, they've not had a misstep yet. And they announced this game in 2012. So they have spent a long time crafting this game to make it exactly what they want. And like they've even gone on record like removing stuff because it didn't fit in. Like in the first trailer, the character was like wall running and stuff, and they were like, it felt rubbish, so we just got rid of the wall running altogether.
They know, don't they?
Fair enough. This is the thing. It's like they're talking about it now, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I will love it. But it's like, is it worth taking that like, £60 risk?
Probably yes.
I don't know.
Probably. Well, we can.
It looks like the answer is yes.
Well, bear in mind.
That's right for you two. 30 quid each for you guys.
Yeah, but you got to also bear in mind that you can get it for the PS4 and it comes bundled with a free upgrade to the PS5.
True, and it'll probably look spectacular on a PS5.
You better be able to carry the same course.
When's it out?
Same day as PS5, I think.
Ooh, I might be. Now I'm thinking like when my bundle deals come through, I might be like, how much is this Miles Morales Ultimate Edition and Cyberpunk?
Yeah, 19th of November.
Yeah, nice. Choose both.
There's definitely going to be a Cyberpunk bundle, and given like the general aesthetic of it as well, if they go, oh, by the way, we've done the Cyberpunk bundle, but it comes with like a Cyberpunk PS5. I'll be like, cancel my PS5, give me the Cyberpunk one. Like that machine, that machine, like yellow and stuff. That might be sexy as hell.
I want that.
And they just like doing plates on PS5, like they did for the 360 or whatever it was. You can just put different plates on the front.
Oh, like on the sides.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, so it's easier to customize.
Yeah, weren't they saying that today or something?
Yeah, I think
they were.
The plasticky bits just slide off.
So that'd be cool, because if you don't want to make a full commitment to changing your console, it's nice to be able to experiment, I think.
Which also gives a lot of access to people who just want to like 3D print cool.
Yeah, cool stuff. Yeah. Cool.
Sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
Us to all buy.
For like, like some of the customized controller skins are so expensive, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they were
dumb. Some of them are so clunky as well.
I love talking about all this cool stuff, but like, whenever I talk about it, I always end up just looking down and looking at my plain black PlayStation, my plain black controller, and I never actually go for any of this stuff. Who's got the boring,
that's about
original crap?
Red controller's about as jazzy as I go, to be fair.
I've still got the stock. My stock PS4.
Classic, mate. Classic.
And I've still got my first PS4 controller that I got with the console.
I think...
Wow. My first PS4 controller, I only got rid of my first PS4 controller when I got my Pro about a year ago, and it was hanging. You can tell how much FIFA I played.
I remember your old
no
controller.
rubber left on it. It was
when I came over and I had to use it, I was like, God, don't make me touch it. It was falling apart.
It was like you could just tell how much FIFA had been played, because it was like the buttons you mostly used on FIFA were broken. So like the left analog stick and like R2 for sprint is just gone. Oh god, good times. Right, are we done?
Yeah.
Go to bed. Cool. Well, thank you for watching or listening. Once again, we will be back, as have pointed out, in about 2 weeks' time. Unless like some major breaking news happens, then we might jump on to talk about that. But if not, we're back in a couple of weeks where we can talk about all the other scary games we've been playing, because we'll be that much closer to Halloween. We'll be even more
scared.
So
I'll just be like shivering, because I've been streaming 3 horror games a week.
we're all emotional wrecks, just like shaking like we've been playing horror games. Yeah, so make sure you tune in for that, and make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel to watch Luke play all his horror games. And I'm sure me and Hav will be jumping on a few, as well as FIFA 21 stuff, because we're obsessed with that. So
we should have our big group Dead by Daylight live by the time this goes out as well. So
that's true.
Oh, that is true, actually. Yeah, so check that out. And also make sure you check out the website respawning.co.uk for the latest news and reviews. I recently did a review for She Sees Red, which is probably the worst game I have ever played. My advice to anyone who plays that is right at the beginning you get an option. Would you like to play the story? Yes or no? As if it like teaches you how to pick yes or no. Just pick no because it'll send you straight to credits. You'll have a better experience. So do that, I recommend. But yeah, we've got other great stuff on the website that's worth checking out. And yeah, of course, we are back on podcasts, so make sure you subscribe to us on podcasts as well. Right, if I plugged everything. Also Twitter, Respawning UK, Facebook, all that.
Yeah.
Just search
Respawning
UK. You will find us on anything. Just if you see a search bar in your life, just search Respawning UK and you'll find us. That's what you want to do with your life, basically.
Search Tinder for Respawning UK. We might pop up. Swipe right.
Don't tell my wife.
On that note, we should say goodbye. Cheers, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.